Howdy, everybody out there. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Um, I've taken a couple of stabs at recording this, figuring, it'll be a quick update for everybody, and they can get back to their day. And it ended up being like 10 minutes long. So I'm just going to rattle off all the things I need to rattle off, and you can listen to it at your leisure, whenever you want. First of all, let's talk about Theriathon. Theriathon is going to be on April 22nd. April 22nd from noon Eastern to midnight. It is something we do every single year, but in case it's your first year joining us, it's going to be live on Twitch and YouTube and anywhere you can catch it live. We're going to kind of simulcast it to everywhere we have access to. So hopefully you get a chance to hang out with us. The live chat's going to be mostly on Twitch, though. If you hear little tip taps, that's Luna. She is walking around. She might join me on camera because she is impatient. But that is going to be 12 full hours of us playing D&D. There are 4 groups lined up. And here's where the first major announcement comes in, because despite our best efforts, we couldn't get the entire cast to sit down that day. And it's always tough. People have families, people have work, people have, just obligations. And no matter how far we start planning in advance, I think this year we started planning in late January, early February, but we think we got something that's a pretty good backup plan. Because honestly, I didn't think we'd make it happen. So we've got 3 groups that are the standard cast, and we're going to talk a little bit more about what they're going to be doing. But it's all going to be D&D, and you can check out social media, and we're going to start talking about the groups as we lead up into it. But we got 3 different flavors of stuff, and I really think you're going to enjoy it. But partway through the day, we're going to play a recorded session, which is something we don't usually do at Theriathon, but this is a special occasion because as of April 2nd, as of now, I'm going to be sitting down with the original group 1. Now, obviously, this is minus Justin. This is minus Dan because he's not online these days. So it's going to be Rob, Tom, Tyler, Jake. They're all going to be playing their characters from group 1, and you're going to get a full explanation of how that even works during the session. But this way we know it's in the can. I'll have time to edit it, and everything will be nailed down. And I really think you're going to enjoy it because we've been planning it with them for a while. They're super jacked to play again, and it's going to be a real celebration. I haven't played with those guys like in that context for many years, and I'm really excited to dust things off and kind of throw a few things at them and see what they do with it. But leading into Theriathon, we're going to be playing the Java sessions that have been on Patreon. We're going to be putting those in the main feed for everybody. We started this last week, and that gives us a little bit of time to catch up on episodes that we've been recording and get those in place so that I'm not struggling to get episodes done week to week. It gives me a chance to kind of catch up on some things because it is tough doing this job alone. You wouldn't think so. A lot of people is just kind of under the impression, well, it's just D&D. It isn't. And man, I am so exhausted trying to keep up with stuff. Pardon my appearance, by the way. I'm covered in sawdust. I did the best I could, but I just came from the wood shop downstairs, and we're wrapping up this lovely gaming table for John in Texas, and that's going to be the first one we ship out. And I think it is now Friday the 24th. I think it'll be pretty much done by Monday or Tuesday, and I'm really excited to get it out to him. So God, there's so much to talk about. My God. So yeah, leading up to Theriathon, it's going to be the stuff from Java, and that's going to be in the main feed. So if you haven't had a chance to look at that yet, it's going to be free for everybody. In the meantime, for Patreon, we're recording 2 different session zeros. We did one last night for our horror campaign. That's going to be set in Theria. And then we have a Starfighter campaign that we're also going to be starting. And session 0, that'll be up before the end of the month. So if you're not on our Patreon, then... Excuse me. If you're not on our Patreon, you can check that out at patreon.com/DANDR. And that stuff's going to be every single month. So there's going to be Java, the horror campaign, and Starfinder. All 3 of those are going to be every single month. And that's on top of all the stuff we've been offering on Patreon. We want to give you guys as much value for money as possible. And we're kind of excited to stretch and do different stuff. The Starfinder campaign, that's the first time I've ever played anything Paizo related. I've never played Starfinder or Pathfinder, and I'd like to check out Pathfinder too. I know that a lot of people wanted us to give it a shot, especially during all of the... Sorry, that's Luna. Especially during all of the Wizards of the Coast stuff. And I know that was, really high up there for people, but it just wasn't the right time. But on a Patreon game, I would love to give it a shot and kind of dip my toes into the water. I know that there's lots of 4E stuff in terms of status effects and things going on. But with Foundry, the tabletop we use, I think that would be pretty easy to mitigate. But anyway, that is a totally separate discussion. Here's what we need from you for Theriathon. We want your videos. We want you greeting other listeners and viewers. We want to know what's been happening with you in your life. And obviously, the last year has been crazy for everybody. There's not a single person I talk to who hasn't had something nuts happen to them in the last year. Last year's Theriathon was not the show we wanted to put on, but this year is all about making up for everything. Finishing the book and getting it out to people, making sure Theriathon 2023 is something really special. We're going to be at PortCon this year. We're going to be at DragonCon this year, and just nailing everything we try, just doing the very best job we can. So in that vein, we want to know, how long have you been listening? What, just everything about the show and you, what that relationship is. So if you can keep it under 2 minutes, we want all of the videos you guys can send us. And we're going to be putting those together during breaks, and you could be a part of Theriathon. It's something I always like to do every single year, and it's really special to us. So if you can send your video to dandrpodcast@gmail.com, that's dandrpodcast@gmail.com. I'm going to start getting those as soon as possible, hopefully, and I'm going to start being able to string together breaks so that we can grab a drink, hit the bathroom, and watch your videos in real time. I think that's all the major stuff. Again, we wanted to thank you guys because this last year has been really rough, and we've leaned on you guys pretty heavily, whether you know it or not. Your emails, your messages, just day-to-day stuff on Discord. I get to see a lot of that stuff. I don't get to interact as much as I'd like to, just because it's just been really, really busy. I'm either working downstairs in the wood shop, which, by the way, you can visit us on Etsy and order stuff. I'm constantly working on some new things, and it really helps support the show. And even though we're busy with stuff, we're just really thankful to be able to do what we do. So thank you guys for another year. We can't wait to see you guys at Theriathon on April 22nd from noon Eastern all the way to midnight. And we hope to put on a fantastic show worthy of you guys. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you then, and have a great day.